Are you happy?
Yes.
Full of joy and life and thankful and grateful? I told you a couple weeks ago that I wanted to introduce our board members to you. Today we have our annual business meeting, and so I thought I'd do this now so we don't have to do it later. But and they're not all here, but when I call your name, you guys just go ahead and stand real quickly, and so everybody can know who you are. Monty and Janelle Binger, Gary and Danae McGregor, and Larry and Kathy right here. Michael and Sarah are here, and Ron and Casey Cox are not here, and Dave and Sherry Pontiac are right here on the front row. Dave was up here singing, so you know. Dave's term, 3-year term on the board is done now, and he's gonna focus on youth ministry and not continue in that role. But I just wanted you to know, for those of you who have come in the last 6 months, year, to know who the board members are at the church. So. All right. So your week was good. It was a crazy week. We actually had a harrowing winter week for us, and it was fun. A few exciting. My son Garrett came home. I'm not sure, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and said that was the most frightening drive home that I've ever had in my whole life. So you know how it is when you're first driving, you experience that first kind of big spinning thing where your adrenaline gets going, and so anyway, it's been fun. So after church, what we will do, we'll get set up here. We'll have our annual business meeting. Basically, we just have we'll give a report on the year 2010. Michael will give us a financial report on how the year was and what we're looking at in regards to the budget for the new year, and we'll just kind of talk about some issues. We'll talk about our relationship with the school that's meeting here, which is just wonderful. A great, incredible group of people. Met with them this week. So talk a little bit about that and just be together and just kind of catch up a little bit, and we'll do that right after church. Like Sarah said, you're welcome to stay. Even if you're not officially a member, you can hang around, it'll just amaze you. I mean, you don't want to miss it. All right. Well, we are in week number 3, and we what we're going to do today. We'll open up our words and look at what I hope to be really for all of us this week will be some tools, really some life-changing tools for us this week. This week and next week, I quickly got onto this topic, studying this topic over the last couple of weeks, and I quickly discovered that there's no way we can cover all this today. And so next week we will really do the second part of today's message, and because there's so much on this topic that we could actually spend a lot of time, but we'll do that next week. Let's see, where was I? I wanted to say something about this. Now my mind is. You know how that goes. So we're on our third week of Joshua, so what I'm hoping is that we really get a sense today. Oh, so what we're going to do? We catch some of this, the revelation of some truth about life change, and then have communion together and pray together in groups, and really get on our way for the week. So I'm excited about this, about sharing with you today. Interesting title today. We're talking about, from the title, Show No Mercy. It doesn't sound like a nice, godly title, compassionate, Jesus-like title of a message. Show no mercy, but you'll understand once we get into this. The setup is this. Here we are. The group of people, God's people, have come out of 400 years of slavery to the enemy. And the picture, of course, is you and I being slaves to sin, slaves to the enemy's influence on our lives. We come out, he delivers us. Moses, the great deliverer. Christ delivers us out, and he brings us out from under the bondage of that slavery. And he brings us out into that, and he sets up this relationship with the people. And they come out, they come to the mountain. Moses meets with God, and he gets with the people, and he says, here's the deal. I'm going to be your God, and you're going to be my people, and here's the way it's going to be designed, and it's just going to be a great relationship. And I brought you out of this thing to bring you into this new life, this destiny, your destiny and your new life in Christ. And so we parallel that, of course, with our lives. He didn't just bring us out and save us and say, well, you know what, yeah, I'm going to put my faith and my trust in Christ, just to make sure I'm okay eternally. Just to make sure I'm not, I'm okay with heaven and all that. It's more than that. He brought us out of that lifestyle and put into us a new life so that we can have a new life in Christ and impact other people with the love of Christ. So there are the parallels. And so the people have met with God, and here they are, and they're getting ready to go into the territory. God says, I'm giving you this land. Every place, I'm giving you, here are the borders. The borders are huge. I'm giving you this whole thing. Every place that you go, you're gonna follow me. I'm gonna lead you by my voice. And Joshua's gonna, he's gonna listen. He's gonna show you what to do, and you're gonna go into that territory, and it's yours. I've already given it to you. But you're gonna have to go in there, and you're gonna have to do some battles. But it's all yours. I've given it to you. So they're on the other side of the Jordan River. They're getting ready to cross over the Jordan River into their new life, into their destiny. Okay, so that's where we are. That was chapter 1 over the last couple of weeks. Chapter 2 is this. Chapter 2, they're on this side of the border of the Jordan. Joshua sends in across the river. He sends in 2 spies to the first city that they're going to have to come and defeat. It's the city of Jericho. That's a big walled city, the city of Jericho. And he sends 2 spies. You notice that he didn't send in 12 spies? He learned, I think, that you don't send in 12 spies. You send in 2 guys. 2 guys full of faith. And so he sent in 2 spies. They spied out the city of Jericho, and they came back, reported, man, they've heard about what God has done. And they're ours for the taking. And anyway, so that happens in chapter 2. In chapter 3, they're getting ready to cross. So let's read the first few verses of chapter 3, and that's where we are. So then Joshua rose early in the morning, and they set out from Acacia Grove and came to the Jordan River, he and all the children of Israel, and they lodged there before they crossed over. So it was after 3 days that the officers went through the camp, and they commanded the people, saying, when you see the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God, and the priests, the Levites, bearing it, then you shall set out from your place and go after it. Now let's hold on there just a second, Stephen. When you see the ark of the covenant, and we talked about this. This is the holiest thing that there is, okay, in the nation of Israel. This is the presence of God. Okay, and so this is where God is. I mean, this is when Moses meets with God, he goes to the Ark of the Covenant, and that's where God meets him. So this is the holiest thing, the presence of God. The Ark of the Covenant literally is where the presence of God is. So he says, now when the Ark moves out, when God moves, you follow him. Okay, God's going to lead you across the river. God's going to go before you. He's going to lead the way. Okay, now the parallels are there for us.